Hi, everybody. Mrs. Tafari here, and we're going to continue the Pura Belpre Award. And on the screen, you see that I pulled up the Bitmoji Classroom, which you can access at https://tinyurl.com/Tafaro Pura Belpre. And right here are the descriptions again of how you can win this award. Now, we learned who Pura Belpre was in the last lesson. Of course, she was the individual that went to the public libraries in Manhattan in New York, and she noticed that there was no Latina books from her heritage, and she wanted to open the libraries up to all people, to expose people to all types of cultures out there, including the Latina culture. And that's where the award was established in 1966 after her. So there are two awards given every year. One is for the narrative, meaning for the author, and one is for the illustrations, for the illustrator. And here, of course, were the quick terms and criteria. The author or illustrator must be Latino, Latina. Number two, the author and illustrator must be a resident or citizen of the United States or Puerto Rico. And of course, I had the map here to show you where Puerto Rico was last lesson. The work must celebrate Latino culture. The book must be for children, and usually that means up to like age 14. And of course, published in the previous year. So those were the terms and criteria. I'm not sure I showed you this, but these are the winners from last year, the 2020 winners. So here was the illustrator, Dancing Hands, and here was the narration or author, Break the Universe. And of course, the honorary, which gets the silver for the illustrator and the honorary for the silver for the authors. We did just read Planting Stories. So today we're going to move on to the author, Duncan Tonatiuh. And I want to show you where this author lives. Of course, he's Latino. And we're going to be exposed to Latino culture and the struggles for equality in this book. We're going to analyze the illustrations and why Duncan Tonatiuh received the Belpre Illustrator Runner-Up Award in 2015. As your choice at the end, you can check out on how he creates his illustrations by clicking on the image here. He does them on computers. It's really interesting, so you can learn about that. You're also going to learn a little bit about why he did this book. So let's talk a little bit about the book we're going to read today, Separate is Never Equal, Sylvia Mendez and Her Family's Fight for Desegregation by Duncan Tonatiuh, and he also is the illustrator. This book actually won 2 awards. It won in 2015 the Pura Belpre Honorary Award for Illustrations, and it also won the Honorary Award for the Theodore Siebert Award. So I'd like to talk about where the book takes place and where the author is from. So let's go ahead and look at the map. So here's our Google map that is linked on our Bitmoji Classroom. And I have 3 links here to try to give us some frame of reference. This star down here is where Duncan Tonatiuh lives in San Miguel de Allende. Of course, here is where you are. We are right now, Mechanicsville, Virginia. And the book takes place in Westminster, California. And again, the title of the book says, there's a zoom in, it says Sylvia Mendez and Her Family's Fight for Desegregation. So it's talking about a school here in California. So you kind of get a little idea of where our author is from. Remember, he's Latino. That's how he was able to win the Pura Belpre Award. And this story takes place in Westminster, California, way on the West Coast. And of course, we live over here in Mechanicsville, Virginia. So let's do some pre reading. Let's look closely at the cover and the title of Separate is Never Equal. What do you predict this nonfiction story is about? So, this is a true story, nonfiction. What is this story about? Well, the title says separate is never equal. Right there, what does that mean? It looks like on the cover we have a group of white children on this side with a white building. Maybe it's a school. And on this side, it looks like we have a group of Latino students, and there is possibly their school. They're not facing each other, they're not mixed together in one large group. They're facing this way, and this group is facing that way. The complete title is Separate is Never Equal. Sylvia Mendez and her families fight for desegregation. Well, we know what the word segregate means. What's desegregation mean? Of course, this was written by Duncan Tonatiuh. So, what do you predict this book is going to be about? Pause for a moment, gather your thoughts, share a few out loud.